welcome to another episode of From the Honeycomb. I'm your host, Katerina Buranova. Now, it's that special time of the year where everything feels so magical. Cultures around the world are preparing for their Christmas traditions and celebrations. And so on this week's episode, I will be sharing Vastu tips on how to decorate for the holidays and bring prosperity, peace, and love into your home. And then as we begin every episode, let's take a moment to find something we're grateful for in this moment. Maybe some form of gratitude has come into your life within the last day, week, or month. So whatever that is, take a moment to think about it. I'd like to share what I'm grateful for in this moment is I have some new opportunities that have come my way the last few weeks that I'm super excited to be sharing. At work, I have 2 new projects I've started, which has been really, really refreshing. I had one project that I finished. Also, for those of you new to the podcast, I work at an architecture firm, and I'm currently pursuing my architecture license. And so I'm a project manager for several projects going on in the Southern Orange County area. And one project has amazing clients, the most really grateful, kind-hearted people, and that's something I'm really excited to work on. And on a personal level, I have some exciting news to be sharing for the podcast is I have connected with 3 incredible women that will be coming on the podcast at the beginning of 2022. And so those are projects that are underway that I'm super excited to be working on. Cultures around the world celebrate Christmas very differently. And so I want to give you a little background on how I celebrated Christmas growing up and the traditions I still do today. And so as many of you know on the podcast, I've shared that I was born in the Czech Republic. And when I was younger, I moved to the United States. And so for me, Christmas was a mix of Czech traditions and U.S. traditions. And in the Czech Republic, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, the 24th. So throughout the day, you're with your family. My mom would always be cooking. Traditionally, you can have carp for dinner for Christmas. We would also have schnitzel. My mom would make this amazing potato salad. The house would be just very warm, very Christmassy. We'd have Czech movies on TV. And then what happens in Czech on Christmas Eve is you have your dinner. After dinner, you go to your room and you wait for baby Jesus because baby Jesus comes and brings you your gifts. And so you'll look out the window waiting for him. And then, of course, when you hear the little bell, it means that he dropped off the gifts. And then you can come back into the living room and there under the Christmas tree is all the gifts. Now, I was lucky where I had 2 Christmases because the following morning, Santa Claus would also come to our house. And because in the United States, Santa Claus is one who delivers gifts, and we would come downstairs in our PJs and open Christmas gifts in the morning following U.S. tradition. And I'd love to hear how you celebrate Christmas and what traditions you have because there's just so many different cultures around the world celebrating this holiday. And so please, you can send me an email or DM me, follow me on Instagram at From the Honeycomb Podcast. I'd love to hear how you celebrate Christmas. The holidays are a time we spend with family and friends. We look back on the year together, give each other gifts, spend time baking, cooking together. It's a time where many of us can put our, hopefully, differences aside and be with the people we love, our family. And now whether that's the family you were born into or your chosen family. But of course, the holidays bring stress and worry. And so while you decorate for the holidays this year, let's use some of the Vastu principles to invite love, peace, good fortune, and create a positive energy in your home. In Vastu, we need to start with balancing the 5 elements in the home: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. And so while decorating your home, you want to use a mix of all the elements. Let's begin with the earth element. Fairly simple. We've got the Christmas tree. You can decorate with pine cones, wreaths, any decorations you may have made from wood, a nutcracker. Place as many of these items in the southwest area of your home because the energy in this space influences the balance of our relationship with our family, our friends, our support network, and we want that during the holidays, right? You can also decorate this area with colors. Earthy tones go really well here. And if you'd like to learn more about colors, I did a podcast on decorating with colors based on Vastu. I'll leave a link in the show notes. Then for the water element, maybe a bowl of water with some floating flowers. This could be placed in the northeast corner of the home, which signifies your abundance, health, and prosperity. And the colors you could use in this area to decorate with are your blues and your greens. Now, air can be a little tricky when it comes to decorating. So some ideas for decorating, you can hang chimes because those represent air, because they make a sound when air moves past them. Another idea for air is incense, because the smoke that's created from the incense burning is an air element. And so by creating balance in this area of the home, it helps our relationships and any changes in the future. And some good colors for this area are your grays, ash brown, maybe your grayish blue. The southeast area of the home is represented by the fire element. So you can place your candles here, maybe your fireplace is in this area, or your kitchen, which is really great because the oven is a fire element in the home. And you can decorate this area with red and orange colors to increase energy levels and an overall positive well-being. Then we also have ether, which is the center of your home. And so as you decorate and you clean for the holidays, see if you can get rid of anything that no longer serves you and keeping the center of your home as clear as possible, because this will help clear the energy in your home for the new year. So get rid of any old stuff you don't want to bring into the new year and just keep it all clean. Now, this all may sound very strict. I said, put this decoration only in this corner because it represents this, and put this over here because it's the water element. But what you want to keep in mind is balance. And I know I've said this word a dozen times now, but truly, create a balance of the elements by keeping in mind in the areas of the home you decorate with. So for example, it wouldn't be a good idea to put a bunch of candles in the northeast corner of the home because that's governed by the air element, not the fire element. But if you're like, wow, these candles look so great in this corner of my home, then you should add some air elements. For example, you can do incense sticks among the candles, or maybe the candles are colors of gray, bluish gray. That way you can introduce the element of air with the fire element, thus creating this balance. So it's not as strict as it sounds. Really do keep in mind just balancing the area and have fun with the decorations. Because as you decorate, you will get a sense of what feels good in what area of the home and what doesn't. So try a few different variations. And maybe you've been decorating your home the exact same way for years, where things have their place. So see if you can move one or two things around and if it feels like the energy of the space has shifted. Now, for those who have a Christmas tree, there are some Vastu tips on where to place the Christmas tree. In many of our homes, there are a few spots that we can place a Christmas tree so it doesn't interfere with our daily routines and can also be viewed from the main gathering space. Typically, I think the living room is where a majority of people have put their Christmas tree. Growing up, I've always seen a Christmas tree in our living room. Also, now in our apartment, our Christmas tree goes into the living room. And so for placing the Christmas tree, it's not as stringent on the location because there's various areas of the home it can be in, and each place signifies something different. So if you place your Christmas tree in the eastern part of your home, locating the tree there creates harmony, positive vibrations for the home, and for your family living there. If you put your Christmas tree in the southern part of your home, then the tree placement here can bring stability and happiness to the family. If your tree is in the northeast corner of the home, having the tree here brings strength and wellness to the family. In our home, the best place for our tree is in the northeast corner, which looks out at our patio, and that's kind of where we've been putting the Christmas tree every year. But what you want to avoid is putting the tree in the center of the home, because again, that's the area that's governed by the ether, and you want that area clear so that energy can just move freely through that space. And so now, decorating the tree. See where the tree is in your home based on the coordinates I gave before, and decorate with those colors or elements, or maybe you have a theme you like. For example, decorating with a lot of red on your Christmas tree symbolizes love, right? The color of love. Or maybe you have family-made ornaments and photos. That really signifies the theme of your family and what you're grateful for. So really be creative in however you want to decorate your Christmas tree. Last year, and this is I think the second year I've ever done this, is I decorate the Christmas tree now, and I'm going to do it again this year. I love doing it. Is I take a long piece of string, I pop some popcorn, I buy a bag of cranberries at the store, and with a needle onto the string, I thread cranberry and then a piece of popcorn and then another cranberry, and I make this long rope of cranberries and popcorn, and that's what I string around our Christmas tree. And it is very time consuming, but for me, it's a very good excuse to watch a lot of Christmas movies, a lot of rom-com Christmas movies, and it brought me so much joy last year that I'm so excited to do it again because it was such a fun way for us to decorate the tree. And then also living in an apartment, sometimes it's hard to store decorations and put them in places. So what we've been doing with Jesse is thinking of ways to decorate with a more natural, maybe zero waste, because you can compost the cranberries. Kind of an eco-friendly way of decorating for the holidays. Another thing is this was, I think, some recipe I found last year, which is you cut up a few oranges, sprinkle some cinnamon and cloves on top of it, and bake it in the oven for, I think it's like 4 hours at a certain degree. Your home smells amazing, and now you have these dried oranges that you can decorate your home with as well. And so those are some ways we're kind of starting to decorate the home, and because I've put so much energy into decorating the Christmas tree in such a handmade way, I feel like we really just cherish it a little bit more. And so however you are celebrating this holiday season, I wish you all a joyous time full of memories with loved ones and positive energy in your homes for the new year. I hope you have fun decorating. Share with me some of the things you've tried. Maybe you have new ideas, new element ideas. If you've found anything else for the water element, I would love to hear it. You can email me at honeycombbeeblog@gmail.com. There's a link in the show notes. And if you like this episode, please give it a heart or thumbs up if possible. I would love if you could rate and review my podcast. Also, please click the follow button so you can stay up to date on the latest episodes. And if you like or follow me, please send me a screenshot that you did. And send it to honeycombbeeblog@gmail.com, and you'll get a special meditation that I recorded specially for you, my followers. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next Friday for the last episode of 2021, which I cannot wait to share with you. And I will be having my special guest, Jesse, my husband. Thank you so much, and see you next Friday.